Hey everyone, how's it going? Lance here. Today is Wednesday, January 17th, 2018, and I am now exactly 1 year post-op from my follicular unit extraction procedure that I have with Dr. Daniel McGrath out in Austin, Texas. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful time ringing in the new year. I know I did. And it's a good feeling right now because it's the beginning of a new year, but it's also the end of another procedure's journey that I've been able to document with you all. So yeah, let's take a look. So this is my left side. On the day of my surgery a year ago, I had 50, that's 50 single hair grafts that were placed into the frontal hairline up to my widow's peak and then into the left temple here to kind of soften this up and make this a little less coarse. In the months following me having the surgery, and especially getting on to about 6, 7, 8 months, it was difficult for me to kind of find which hairs were placed into the front here. And when I talked to Steve Cook, my patient advisor, he told me that because I've had so much work done here, it would be a little difficult to see. However, if you really look closely, a lot of the hairs that are here in my right by my fingernail, those are all one hair grafts that were added. So, more importantly, when I had this procedure done a year ago, I had 265 grafts placed into my suture line. So going back into the kind of talking about the reason why I had the surgery was because I had two previous FET strip procedures with Dr. Matthew Hubner down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I would not have my current appearance or look with the hairline design or its density had I not gone to Dr. Hubner. Unfortunately, after each strip procedure I had with him, my scars stretched, and that has a lot to do with me. That has to do with my weight training activities, where if you tense your neck, it's going to stretch the skin that's still healing. And unfortunately, at the time in his practice, he couldn't really do anything for me, so I decided to go to another doctor to have the scar filled in. So when I contacted Dr. McGrath, I did it through Steve Cook. So Steve was actually my patient advisor when I had my first surgery with Dr. Huebner. They used to work together. And I was told coming into this FUE surgery that it's not going to necessarily make the scar disappear. It's going to more so camouflage it, so that way I can cut my hair shorter than I've been able to. So yeah, so let's take a look at that right now. So I got my haircut on Monday this week on the 15th, and I had the barber do a 3.5 guard around the scar with a number 2 below that, and then he used scissors to cut the temporal peaks, the top, and the front. And I have to say, I think this is probably the best haircut I've had since October when I reached the 9-month mark, right before my best friend's wedding. And I'm pretty happy with how things have turned out. One thing I want to point out, though, is that the left side of the back of my head, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, I saw a bit of a slight crease line on that side. I don't think that you all would have seen it unless I pointed that out. Whereas on my right side, I didn't really see any sort of crease line. So I kind of wonder at this point if all the grafts from this procedure have grown out. As I've been talking about in this channel for a while now, when you reach 11 months post-op, you basically know what you're going to get. However, it also goes both ways. When I reached 13 months post-op from my second FET strip procedure, so when I reached December of 2016, I actually had a really big ingrown hair on my right temporal peak, like right around there. So I think that, the fact that there's a bit of a crease line right here that could mean a couple of things, but I'm cautiously optimistic that I think a little more hair could grow in there. And if there's anything worth noting about, I'll definitely update you guys on that. So with all that said, if this is the shortest I can go, I'm actually kind of happy with that. Because to be honest, before I ever did any of my surgeries, prior to July 14th, 2014, I was never someone who did a fade style haircut. I never really cut my hair to a 2 in the back. I mostly did 4s. And following my 2 strip procedures where the scars stretch, at one point after the first surgery, I was cutting my hair at a 4.5 guard and then having the barber to really manipulate scissors to make it cut shorter than I could probably go. And then after the second surgery, the second strip surgery I had, the scar didn't stretch as bad, but it was still noticeable that I couldn't go really shorter than a 4 without having to do scissors. So at this point, I can do a 3.5 with very little work with scissors, and I'm pretty happy about it. I think that the work I have done, it's shorter than I've been able to go. And if I really have an issue with anything, Dr. McGrath told me he would fix it. But at this point, I don't think anything really needs to be fixed. So I think I'm happy with what I have. So with all that said, I will actually have a lot more to talk about in another video that I'm going to do, because I've been doing this blog for 3.5 years now. In 3.5 years, I've done 3 surgeries. I've learned quite a bit about what's involved in, actually researching the surgery, which type of procedure is best for your case, what to expect when you've had the surgery, and as well as setting realistic expectations as to what you can get out of it. So that will be a video that I'll probably do this weekend. I have quite a bit to talk about, and I think it would just behoove you, whether you've had multiple surgeries, whether you're looking to do your first, whether you're even considering hair transplant surgery at all, to kind of hear from my perspective of what I have found and what I've learned. And, the surgeries I've had may not be for you depending on your case, but I think it'd be worth listening to this video I'm going to put together for you. So with all that said, I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. McGrath and Steve Cook and their staffs. Dr. McGrath is an outstanding surgeon. He is incredibly talented in not just the artistic part of a hairline, but also in the science portion of it. He does every type of hair transplant procedure that you can think of that'll fit your particular need. And I know that he's also not just an excellent surgeon, he's also a great guy in the sense that he's not just going to do surgery on anyone who walks through his door. If anything, he and Steve actually talk more people out of having surgery. And I just wanted to say thank you to Steve Cook as well, because Steve was one of the first people who I talked to who got me on this follicular journey. And, I think that when you look at all the internet horror stories about people who've had bad hair jobs, I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be one of those people. And thanks to Steve's mentorship and his education and teaching style, I think I've really been down a pretty successful road in this follicular journey. So I just wanted to say thank you to Steve. And last but not least, I just wanted to say thank you to all of my followers, all the people who comment on my YouTube channel, comment on my blog, and email me and ask me questions. As I've said before, I get no greater satisfaction than helping you all out. I never would have thought this blog would have turned into what it has. If anything, I thought it would have just been a fun idea to just see what I would look like from beginning to end. But I can't tell you how many emails I get from people saying, Lance, thank you for doing this blog, because it's given me some sort of hope to empower me to do something about something that greatly bothers me. So, to all the people who comment, who email me, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you all do. And I know that, whatever I do to help you out, I always give it my best effort. I give it my all. So, yeah, so be on the lookout for another video from me, kind of a lessons learned, final thoughts. And afterward, I'll be taking a break from this blog. I've been doing this a while. For the last 3.5 years. I've done almost a video and a blog post every month. And I got some interesting stuff that I'll be happy to share with you guys at a later time. So with that said, thank you for watching. Have a great day or great evening, depending on when you watch this. And we'll check back soon. It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you all. And it's definitely been a privilege. So thanks and take care. Peace.